Do you want raging hot summers, wildfires, underwater cities, mass extinctions, mosquitoes, locusts, hurricanes, death, and more? We are already seeing these effects of climate change globally, and it's coming to your doorstep soon if it has not arrived already.
As a country that plays one of the biggest roles in emitting harmful greenhouse gases, the United States has a responsibility to be at the forefront of environmental action. However, the Trump administration has worked to repeal and roll back previous environmental standards, sending us backwards and reversing years of progress.
President Trump has taken unprecedented action to roll back several environmental protections over the past year.
He has repealed and weakened regulations that protect water, air, and land.
So far, the United States has pulled out of the revolutionary Paris Climate Agreement and rolled back over 60 environmental rules and regulations. An additional 34 rollbacks are currently in progress.
Let's take a look at the Trump administration's perspective. They value low government intervention and often see market regulations as a burden. They also believe that increased production of fossil fuels, like coal, oil, and gas, will decrease the United States' dependence on foreign energy, as well as provide cheaper sources of energy than what could be produced by wind and solar sources. The tendency to believe that climate change is not as urgent and pressing an issue as it is also contributes to the decision to prioritize economic costs first and to protect fossil fuel industries.
I don't want to give trillions and trillions of dollars. I don't want to lose millions and millions of jobs.
For these reasons, Trump and his administration continue to roll back environmental regulations put forth during Obama's and previous presidents' administrations.
Now let's examine the proponents of environmental regulation. They see climate change as an extremely urgent threat and believe that immediate action needs to take place. They maintain that even though some businesses would temporarily lose money by following environmental regulations, they would actually save money in the long run by reducing waste and energy usage. The nation as a whole would save a significant amount of money if we focused on preventative action rather than fixing inevitable damages later on. Most importantly, many lives would be saved and cities protected if environmental action was taken now.
The overwhelming majority of climate scientists believe that should global temperatures rise more than about 1.5 degrees Celsius, the Earth will enter into a cycle of heating, where the effects of climate change like rising sea levels will only further feed into the rising temperatures, creating a dangerous feedback loop. Environmental regulation is one of the many necessary steps required to prevent reaching this tipping point. It has been clearly linked to human health as well, as proven in Carnegie Mellon's study, which estimates that 9,700 more Americans died due to air pollution in 2018 than in 2016. They determined that these deaths were in part due to regulatory changes.
It's for reasons like this that environmental regulation is so important. The government has immense power when it comes to shaping the actions of impactful businesses and industries in America, and since it's unlikely for these companies to act environmentally by themselves, since they understandably want to make money for themselves and their investors, it's necessary that the government steps in and encourages them to act in an environmentally friendly way.
Here are some things you can do to help. Try reaching out to your representatives and advocating for more environmental protection, raising awareness about the issue in your community to counter the environmental skepticism coming from the government, and protesting against deregulation by marching for action. Consider looking into groups like the Sunrise Movement, which is advocating for the nation to adopt the Green New Deal. Watch documentaries and read books to educate yourself about the issue.
Most importantly, vote for government officials who will support environmental protection and treat climate change like the serious issue that it is. Going into the 2020 election, electing a president who will re-enter the United States into the Paris Climate Accords and push for aggressive actions against climate change is extremely important for our future and the future of our planet. If you can't vote, consider working for candidates you believe in and sharing their plans with those who can vote. Encourage your parents and other adults to vote for the people who will help this cause. Young climate activists like Greta Thunberg are so important in the fight against climate change and have the power to push for the change that we need. Your voice is important and you can make sure that it's heard. Together, we can fight environmental deregulation and save our planet.